Sigma have released a new 70-200 lens, and if it's anything like the spec would suggest it is, then it's going to be impressive. An all-round good focal length, a wide open aperture 2.8 and glass that would seem to be able to create great things. The Sigma 70-200 f2.8 DG-OS HSM Sport is a fantastic all-around lens for many styles of photography. If you're a portrait, wedding, wildlife, landscape or nature photographer, then this lens has something for you. Let's take a look at some of the features this new lens has to offer. First off, we've got focus. We have 3 modes on this lens: manual focus, manual override and autofocus. Next, we have the focus limiter, which will allow you to focus from 3 meters to infinity or full focus. Image stabilization, this lens is quite clever. We have on and off, as well as mode 2, which is panning. It allows you to keep your stabilization as you pan from left to right in your shot. Now we have some custom functions. 2 buttons that enable you to program with the hot shoe some features exclusive to Sigma. Built into this lens is a lens collar. With one twist, it frees the camera to enable you to move from landscape to portrait, keeping the same plane of view. And when you're done, you can move right back again to landscape and keep exactly the same composition. The build quality in this lens is excellent. Some really comfortable grips to enable you to move your focal length and your focus in one movement. Next, we have a programmable button. This you can change to whatever you like, and there are 3 around the outside of the lens to enable you to keep that function while shooting on the fly. The lens comes supplied with a lens hood, which is easily removable but always beneficial as it stops splash and sun rays. With the built-in Arca Swiss plate, it now connects directly to your existing head. Overall, the build quality on this lens is exceptional. Sigma have used some top quality materials to enable you to have a fully weather sealed lens that is capable of delivering exceptional shots in no matter what the conditions. So let's go take it into the field and we'll see exactly how good this lens can be for landscape photography.
You've seen all the technical items now, so it's an opportunity for me to take this lens out into the landscape for where I would primarily shoot and put it through its paces and see if all of that spec that's in this lens actually will deliver a crystal clear image. And obviously from the build quality, as I said earlier in the spec, it seems to be quite well built itself. I've come here to a place called Cashel and I wanted to find a spot that I could utilize the long lens specifically. And today, if you look in the background there's not a cloud in the sky, and in the west as well, it does be forecasted anyway to be clear. So I'm hoping I'm going to get some nice direct light onto Cashel, which should light up nicely and should give you a golden opportunity as well for the lens to be able to show how good it is and what it's capable of as well. Also, it will be able to have a focal distance, I imagine, from around 130 up to around about 180, I'd say. I'll try the 200 and see what it's like anyway to kind of push it through its paces. But until I'm waiting for the light, another use for this lens is somebody who does weddings or somebody who does portraiture. And the idea behind it is that with the 2.8 you can get a very, very fast shutter speed, but also that will give you a beautiful bokeh in the background. So I'm going to try and take a shot of myself here and have the Cashel in the background as well, and that will be blurred out nicely. So I'll get an example of what a portrait shot itself would be like anyway. It's not something I do, but I'll do it for myself, and we'll see what that photograph would be like while I'm waiting for the light as well then to appear for later. Okay, if I'm talking here, am I going to be in focus? Let's check. Setting up the shot, it actually seems like quite cool how it can blur out the background and then keep the focus very, very sharp. And if you notice, I moved into the frame there and nothing has changed, just I had the lens focused to the plane of where I would be standing, and everything else behind me here then just falls away nicely into the background, and it does give a beautiful bokeh. Taking the shot of myself then, I'm extremely sharp, and it's really, really impressive, the glass that's in this lens. I'll give you a 100% zoom there, and you can see exactly how sharp the photograph that this is taking here of me for this portrait shot that I wanted to do. And I can understand why it would be a workhorse or a go-to lens for somebody doing weddings or portraiture, or even sports for that matter, or wildlife and fast moving, because at the 2.8 aperture you can get a really, really fast shutter speed as well, because it's letting a lot of light in. But really, really impressive on that. I'm going to use my remote here, and it's how I've been taking the shot. So as we're filming this, I'll just take one quick photo, and you'll exactly see then as well how easy it is to be able to get a really, really sharp image. But with the bokeh and those blades that are in that lens, it really, really is a quality image. So I'll take a shot now. You can see how that was, and yeah, going to look around. Maybe there's a couple of birds that I'll try and take some photographs of as well, and the light's going to come down as well, so I'll get what I wanted to do then once the light as well will start to hit Cashel behind me. But like I say, so far, very, very impressive.
I want to check what the sharpness is at 200mm, and there's a couple sitting on the hill underneath the Cashel in front of me here, and they're with their dog. So I've zoomed in to 200mm and I focused on them, and I've taken the shot, and oh man, it is sharp. It's a sharp, sharp, sharp lens, even at that distance as well. So it's really, really impressive. But going to, like I say, see if I can get a photograph of a bird or something like that now as well. It's not something I normally do, but sure, look, I'm trying the lens anyway, so it's good to give it an opportunity and give it a run for its money, I suppose, really, and what it can actually do. But also the light now as well is starting, so I do think I'm going to get a nice sunset here in the end, and I'm going to get a nice shot of Cashel itself. But I'll try and get a photograph of a bird anyway, so we can see what the sharpness of that as well is like. Well, it wouldn't be landscape photography if the weather really didn't play ball, and from what I thought was going to be very, very clear, there is a remainder of clouds, but looking actually in the distance it looks like mist, but it's after dampening the glow that I was expecting to get on Cashel. But either which way, I think I'm still going to get a lovely shot. This lens is extremely impressive. You know, I really look forward to seeing what the images are going to be like when I get back to base. But looking up from here in the back of the camera, they're so sharp. You know, the clarity within the image as well itself. The bokeh, as you saw a moment ago on a couple of shots that I showed that I took of my vlogging camera, is incredible. And one of the shots that are there, you can even see one of the midges that are flying next to my camera was picked up actually as well on the shot as well itself. But really, really impressive overall. Build quality fantastic. I love the aspect that I can turn the camera as well from a portrait to a landscape using the ring. But a disadvantage to that then is that the ring cannot come off the lens, so that really adds to the only downside that I see to this lens, which is the weight. So I'm always trying to find ways to reduce the weight that I carry, but on this it's 1.9 kgs. That is quite a considerable weight to be carrying around. It does come with its own bag as well, but I'm not going to be able to bring that each time because it won't fit into my own bag really, but that's an offset, you know. I mean, the benefit of the lens is huge. Like I say, the build quality, the clarity of the images, the flexibility that you can get with such a lens, the focal range that you can get within that lens as well itself, and because it's 2.8, it is phenomenal. So overall, a fantastic lens, something I've really enjoyed using. Only downside, like I said, is the weight, but that's a trade-off. If you're willing to do that, then I would really recommend to get the Sigma 70-200 f 2.8. It's a phenomenal lens. So I'm going to finish up here. Hopefully I'll get a small bit of light. I don't know, it's gone in the far distance, so I might get a bit that's going to be in the sky or something behind it. It does seem as if it's showing something anyway here, but yeah, thanks very much. I've never really done reviews on products before, something new. Let me know, did you like it? Any questions you have in regards to the lens, please give me a comment below, and I look forward to answering the questions then. So until the next time, thanks very much, and slán go fóill.